Namaskaram. Good morning and welcome to WishwaTalks. My name is Radhika. It's a great pleasure to have you all here. For those of you who attended a WishwaTalk before, a warm welcome back. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, here's a little bit about us. Vishwa Talks is a free weekly webinar where experts come to share their insights on wide range of topics. We invite speakers from various fields including art and culture, healthcare, ecology, education and more. Here we discuss and explore diverse opinions, issues, problems and different perspectives. Each webinar is an interactive session with a deeper understanding of the topic at hand. If you miss any part of the session and if you would like to go through the previous sessions, please visit our website or WishwaTalks YouTube channel for a full library of past WishwaTalks. So today we are honored to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. M.V. Ramachandrudu, Executive Director of Vasan Foundation. Ramachandrudu is a renowned civil engineer with a master's in environmental planning from CEPT Ahmedabad. He has worked with leading independent development agencies. His expertise lies in natural resource management with a keen focus on water. He has made significant contributions to watershed management, groundwater management, and farming issues. He is a member of drafting committee of common guidelines for watershed development projects in 2008 with Ministry of Rural Development with Government of India. Rama Garu has supported policy formulation for watershed development projects in Andhra Pradesh. He anchored research studies, published papers, articles on natural resource management. He has also offered consultancy services to large number of projects, including Engineers Against Poverty, Tata Trust, Community Pure Water, Water Aid India, Action Aid, Orissa Tribal Empowerment, and many more. He has started Sonta Dabba Sarukula Santa, a green building to promote healthy, safe, and sustainable products. So before we get started to learn about his journey and experience, I would like to inform the audience that our speaker will be taking the questions from you after the main talk. So please leave your questions in the chat or use raise hand tool and we will allow you to ask your questions in person. I request everyone to turn on your webcam for interactive activities. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to M.V. Ramachandra Garu and learn about his work and his experience towards making a chemical-free lifestyle. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Radhika. Good morning to all of you. I hope I am visible and audible.
Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for this opportunity to interact with all of you on this platform. It's a good opportunity for me to share my experiences broadly over last 5 years, but accumulated over last 30 years. I have a brief presentation. Maybe Radhika can help in projecting that onto the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, she already explained about my background. Thanks for those kind words and introduction. In this session, I would like to, we can go to next slide. Basically, I thought I'll share my experiences of moving towards chemical-free life, from harmful chemicals to less harmful chemicals, and how did I change my lifestyle and what did I learn. My background, this is the organization of thoughts. My background is already explained. I skipped that. And I have some experience about 30 years in working in rural areas. I still continue to work in rural areas. And then how that led to my current phase of life where I started doing several experiments on chemical-free products and life. And then what lessons I learned. This is how I'm organizing my thoughts. Can we go to next slide? Yeah. Basically, for last 35 years, I have been working on natural resource management, rainwater conservation, water use for agriculture, drinking purpose, and I worked with large number of villages across the country. And I'm a trainer and a project manager, policy formulating opportunities also I got during my career. In this entire career, I was always preaching about water conservation, how water should be utilized, how water should be conserved, and things like that. But there was always some kind of gap internally that I'm only talking, but I'm not doing much. So that guilt conscious was very, very strong inside. When I decided to construct my own home, I thought it's an opportunity to actually practice what I'm teaching so far. Can we go to next slide? So that is how this is a small picture about people who would like to understand how a typical watershed program in a rural context is actually organized. I'm not talking about that. Let us skip this. Yeah. Can we go to next slide? Yeah. So as I mentioned, I was preaching farmers and fellow NGO people about water conservation, but inside I was always questioning what is that I'm actually doing at a personal level. So I actually authored several books also on water issues. So water rights and responsibilities has been one of the core topics that I dwelt with. So I started asking myself, what is that I'm doing as a citizen on water? What is my right? What is my responsibility? When I started exploring answers to that, I came across with a very different lifestyle, which is very exciting. I'm going to share that with you now. Can you go to next slide? What I broadly realized is, the water system at my home, and maybe it is common with several people. We use groundwater, rainwater, municipality water. If you are in rural areas, Gram Panchayat gives. We use this water for different purposes, drinking, bathing, cooking, all kinds of stuff. So till then, everyone is kind of familiar. But what happens after we use this water? Where will this go? So, there are basically we call gray water. When we use water for bathing, washing, and all, it's called gray water. Human excreta and urine, all this water which contains these elements is called black water. So, uh, the obviously we use soaps and detergents and cleaning materials. So when we bathe, maybe we are cleaning our body, but actually we are contaminating the water. We are polluting it because all these cleaning elements are hugely they contain huge harmful chemicals. Can we go to next slide? So what I realized is, I thought I am little irresponsible. I was a little irresponsible. I was using more water than what is necessary, and the water that I use can be perhaps reused, which I am not doing. And then water I am discarding from my home is chemically contaminated, because I use soaps, detergents, I wash my clothes with detergent, I clean my bathrooms with acids and harpic, all kinds of things. It looks clean, but actually we are putting a lot of chemicals into water. This goes to groundwater drainage, ultimately water bodies. I started wondering whether it is right as a citizen. Is this the right behavior, particularly for a person who worked on water issues? So I was very uncomfortable with this realization, self-realization, and then I started wondering what can I do. Next slide, yeah. This is some information. All of you can actually download this from internet. I also did the same. When I wanted to realize what is happening to water, I realized that there are 7 types of very harmful chemicals which are there in all cleaning material. Either it is Lux soap or Dove soap or Harpic or surf or Rin, whatever we are using for cleaning. All of them have combination of all these chemicals. Some of them may be dominant, some of them may be less, but generally this is the composition of all the natural cleaners. Next slide. Yeah, this is a repetition of the same. And I actually tried to look at what are all the, you know, uh, naturally available material in the market, and then try to figure it out from main brands also. But I realized they are all contaminated. Their label itself explains how many contaminants are there from chemicals point of view. Next slide, yeah. So then I thought I should change this whole thing at my personal level. No one told me to do this. I only thought I am kind of a culprit in water use sense, and I should make my own change. I'm the starting point of change, and my family, my home. So far I was in a public life broadly. When I worked with NGOs, I worked with so many villagers, so many partner organizations, government. But at personal level, I'm responsible for myself. So I thought I should construct a home which will allow better energy, reuse of natural resources, including water. It should combine traditional knowledge and combine modern expertise. So I tried to figure it out, and then I looked at what is happening in the country around me, and then I learned several lessons from that. Based on that, I designed my home and constructed my own home. I completely used only recycled wood door from demolished houses. I collected them, except bathroom doors. Entire furniture, wood, everything is purchased from demolished homes, and I reuse them. Similarly, I used furniture also with the same antique or used wood. And I at my home I use several technologies. As an engineer, I have some exposure to energy saving, material saving technologies. I used filler slabs, I used brick jolly, and I use natural light. My entire home is filled with natural light during daytime. I don't need any artificial light. I use solar energy. All kinds of things I try to put at my home. One of the important aspects is I also harvested roof water, and then I store them and use for drinking and all other purposes. I have three-pot filter. I filter my own water from my roof and then use it. And I also combine this water with municipality water, and I use it. I don't use RO water. Next slide. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. So in this process, I also thought I should somehow reuse the water that I am using for bathing, washing, and all. So I simply arranged my plumbing system in such a way that I collect gray water and black water separately. And entire black water is actually I wanted to use black water for biogas production also, but we have only 3 members at home, so there is no adequate human excreta to generate biogas. Though the technology is available, it requires minimum 5 6 people per day, so it is not viable for my condition. So I let it go to drainage. I feel a little bad about it, but I completely harvest gray water and treat it at home with settling chambers and artificial reed bed, and I use it for gardening um, uh, my plants and things like that. Over a period of time, I realized that this grey water system is working well, but it is smelling bad. So I was wondering what is the reason. So I realized I'm still using soap, I'm still using detergents. They are all chemical. At the time, I didn't know about natural cleaners. So when I started inquiring about that, I realized that because of chemicals that I'm using, the water is smelling bad, and it is not completely getting purified. So I started looking for natural cleaners, and I discovered bioenzymes, and I started making bioenzyme based natural cleaners, either for cleaning dishes, clothes, or our own body and hair. So I completely switched over from chemical cleaners to natural cleaners during COVID period also. This is about 5 years experience. I learned to do that, and I started using them. During COVID also, I did not actually use hand sanitizers. I did not purchase them. I simply used bioenzyme based, natural cleaners to clean my hands, and I'm still surviving. Next, can we go to next slide? Yeah, this is the system, of gray water. The bigger pipe, you can see the blue one is black water, and then gray water pipe is the smaller one. So separating them at plumbing level itself is the trick there. If you construct home, you can do it while you are constructing, but even you can retrofit it if you are interested in, reusing water, at least gray water. So these are all various chambers, that water is collected and it is settled, and then water moves from one chamber to another chamber, and ultimately it goes through this garden. You can see banana trees and other trees. Below this, there is a reed bed, which is basically a combination of sand, gravel, and uh, coal, and water gets purified with this material, as well as roots of these plants also clean water, and this is called a reed bed, and then clean water comes out of it. So that is how the gray water can be treated. Gray water is basically water that we use for bathing, washing clothes and washing machine, and kitchen waste, that water. Black water is water that comes out of, which has human excreta and urine. Can we go to next slide? So this is the total picture. My garden actually is fed with treated used water, and I get variety of fruits and flowers from my garden. This is fruits of hard work, I think. Next slide, yeah. So in this process, of course, I also mentioned I harvest roof water. This is a picture of rain on the terrace, and then I collect it, and then I store it in. Three sumps, and these are the three-part filter. You can see that these are three sumps that collect rainwater, and I use this three-part filter to filter naturally. I don't use RO plants, and I filter this water and drink it. Yeah, next slide. Yeah. So because this is my starting point, I wanted to figure out how can my water, even grey water, be pure, or grey water be chemical less or harmful chemicals. How can I avoid that? So I started using fruits, flowers, leaves, and ferment them. I clean them, collect them from markets, from my own home, anywhere. It should be simply, it should be still having some life. It should not be dry, or this flower should not be damaged. So any clean flowers which has still life in them, they can be fermented with jaggery, water, and any flowers, leaves, all of them. And then it takes about 90 days time to mature, and you can see that this is a bioenzyme that I made with lime. I got these lime peels from lime drink you buy on the market. These people have huge waste. They consider that as waste, all the lime peels. I requested them to give it to me. I collect, and then I ferment them, and I make bioenzymes. Variety of natural material like flowers, vegetables, I collect from people, and then make variety of bioenzymes. That liquids are a little inefficient, they are mild, but I enrich them with soap nuts, I enrich them with uh, coconut and methi and rice. And I put several things, hibiscus and aloe vera. I use several such, other natural ingredients, and enrich this bioenzyme liquid, and then make it little thick, and then convert them into shampoos and natural cleaners. So that is how I started using them, and I completely stopped using chemical cleaners at home. And they are little mild. They may not have huge uh, uh, what do you call the all this huge it may not have great smell and also great foam. It is little mild, but it cleans very well. And my hair is very healthy. I never had dandruff or any kind of itching sensation and things like that. It cleans it very well, and actually, my hair became so nice and thick and very healthy. I started growing my hair during COVID period. My hair grew up to my shoulders and below shoulders. It's almost 2 feet length hair strands. I got that kind of very good hair, and then of course after 4 years I cut my hair. But I realized that these are very very healthy, for our body, and of course for hair. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah. So, of course, because I work with water, plastics is one of the most, discarded, misused material. Though plastic is very versatile. Actually, I love plastic for its versatility, for its characters. But I think it is grossly misused and abused material, and in a very irresponsible way. So I found methods of using them, making them eco bricks, and then I constructed a small room. My son is also an engineer. He's into building material, sustainable building material. He makes, you know bricks with glass bottles like this. You can see that all those bricks are made with glass bottles, and this plastic bottles are called eco bricks. So we started using different types of material and reusing them for different purposes. This is one just slide to mention that. Can we go to next slide? Next slide. Yeah. So what I realized, I started sharing some of my bioenzyme based cleaners with my friends and relatives. They started liking them. Then they said, "Is it available? Can we buy it? And can we actually use it regularly and things like that?" Then I realized, market is one of the ways to influence consumer behavior. So it's good to make this product, available to any consumer in the market. So I started, organizing because I also work with farmers, and these farmers are into natural farming. They produce food without using any harmful chemicals, fertilizers. So that is another source of resource for me. Chemical-free food, and I make chemical-free natural cleaners. And there are some friends in Hyderabad. They are into variety of natural products, are products that reduce plastic use and things like that. So about 5 6 of us came together, and I started organizing a sales event of natural products, healthy products, and chemical free products at my own home, along with my friends and network. And I call it Sonta Dabba. Sonta Dabba means, in a crude way, beating your own trumpet. I thought I should celebrate the way I'm conducting my life. And though it is glorifying, talking too much about myself, but I think this is a good thing to talk. People should know that this is possible, and they should also switch over. So in this process, I started telling too many times about myself, my story, whatever I'm telling you now. I did that several times. Then I realized that I'm actually beating my own trumpet. So I thought I should keep the same name for my market. In Telugu, if some of you are from Andhra, Telangana, you will know Sontadabba means it is beating your own trumpet. So I invite all, friends and buyers, potential buyers who are into this this thought of changing their lifestyle to buy products from here. We have variety of products, chemical free jaggery, pulses, oil seeds, cold pressed oils, and desi varieties of rice, handmade soaps, and charukesi. I'm just going to show the my own shampoo. So all are happening at my home. I see many organic shops or chemical free shops are very expensive because of overheads. They are located in prime localities, and then as a result you have to pay huge rent and things like that, and ultimately they become expensive. So I started, I should cut down overheads, so my home becomes my shop during weekends. I organize these events at least 2 3 times in a month. Sometimes there will be delays also. One month we don't completely organize because of my other commitments. So I organize these events at my own convenience, and my home becomes a shandy during that day. And several people come there and buy them, and several buyers come there and sell them. So this is what I'm doing, as part of this Santadaba Sarukula Santa. Can we go to next slide? Uh, this is the product I'm very proud of. You can see the picture. This is a shampoo. The basic ingredient is bio shampoo, but I use neem, lime, coconut, rose flowers, hibiscus, and several fruits, rice, aloe vera. I make all of them. Combine all of them and enrich this, and it is very very healthy. And I pack them in small, bottles, and then sell them. About 300 ml bottle is 200 rupees, and that's how I keep on selling them and making them. So this looks like a little, what I call, crude kind of thing, but it works very well. And it actually cleans. So in this process, what I realized is our advertisements and the entire propaganda about cleaning is actually hijacked. They say that there is a lot of foam and it smells well. Actually, for cleaning you don't need a lot of foam. You need little foam that enables better flow of the liquid, and it reduces surface tension between the soap and our body and water. So it enables better spreading of the cleaning agent. But you don't have to have so much of foam for cleaning. Actually, so much of foam is detrimental for cleaning. Similarly, you don't need great fragrance, very nice smell. It is only our pleasantness. But actually, all natural cleaners, either Rita or soap nuts, they are not pleasant smelling. They are actually, they are little irritating also. If you put soap nut water in your eyes, you feel very irritated. So these natural cleaners, they may look little harsh, but they do wonderful work on your skin, notwithstanding a small irritation, but that is also good for your eye actually. But on the contrary, all shampoos and all, they apparently they give you a kind of illusion that they are making your life comfortable, but actually they are damaging your skin, they are dehydrating your hair, and they are actually sending huge chemicals through your skin only into your own body, and ultimately they are damaging water and natural resources. So this entire propaganda advertisements of all our film stars and all is very, very misleading, I realized. Charcase is a very different product. It doesn't do that. It helps you to clean your body and hair, and it doesn't give you any false promises. Can we go to next slide? Yeah. So, in this whole process, as I said, chemical-free life is not just about, taking bath with natural cleaners. There are so many other things that are possible. So I realized, how many ways can I do, can I practice chemical-free life? Starting with day, I stopped using toothpaste, Colgate or whatever. I started using, cow dung ash or wood ash based, or herbal toothpaste. And then I stopped buying milk packets. I go to my neighborhood dairy and collect it milk from my own home, from my neighborhood dairy. I don't buy packaged milk. Similarly, I stopped completely refined oil. Actually, this was my first step in my entire journey. When I realized about the damages that refined oil can do to your system, then immediately stop. Since then, I started using cold pressed oils from our own cooperatives, which are there in Anantapur and other places. Similarly, I switched over to millets and desi varieties of paddy from polished white rice. And instead of normal pulses, I purchased uh, pulses from our own farmer cooperatives, which are products of natural farming. Millets are also paddy. Everything comes from natural farming based farmers, our cooperatives. I stopped buying white sugar, and I switched over to chemical free jaggery, natural jaggery, which is little dark in color. Actually, this chemical free jaggery stays even 2 years, 3 years without getting damaged. I purchased jaggery almost 2 years back. I still use it. I purchased bulk. I sell them, and I also use them at home. So my menu at home completely changed. We consume significant amount of millets, and then probiotic rice in breakfast and meals, and then uh, uh, I also stopped buying branded spices, but I stopped purchased spices from our own farmers, and several products, including food items, I purchase from neighborhood handmade shops. I don't purchase from big shops and things like that. So, in terms of chemical-free life, I think food is one of the major contributor to our life. Our survival itself is based on food. Unknowingly, we eat lot of processed food, chemically contaminated food. I stopped all of them. In fact, I started procuring, and then I started selling them to our own consumers by connecting our cooperatives through Sottadabba. Next slide, please. Similarly, I also I have several hobbies. I don't know. Sometimes I think that I have too many hobbies, but I somehow manage them. I say I collect old clothes from people. I beg them, borrow them. Not borrow. I generally steal them in some sense. from my friends and neighbors and colleagues, and then I make bags. I want to get a small reused a cloth based enterprise. We can make bags. There is so many things are possible with reused cloths. I want to start that. I think we slipped that slide. Can we go to back slide? Yeah. Yeah. So I make my own compost at home with my food waste. I also have a biogas plant which runs on food waste. It is little dysfunctional now because of our regular travel. I'm not able to regularly feed it. As a result, it is dysfunctional. I also use ceramic tiles which are broken, all bathroom tiles and all. It's a huge public, it's a huge waste in several places. I collect it and make mosaic uh, art pieces with them. And then I also experiment with the cooling systems which require very less water, using reusing what do you call it? In every car, there is a car. I forgot the name. What is it called? It is a cooling system, carburetor, radiator. I forgot the name correctly, but I use that and make my cooler at home. I don't use air conditioning. I don't use air cooler also. To propagate all these things, I just started my own channel called Manavalokam on YouTube. I'm broadcasting several good practices on chemical free life, natural and safe products, healthy food items. My channel is specializing on this particular thing. Next slide. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. So these are, I think there is one thing, food and fuel is missing. No, no, another slide is missing. Go back, maybe. Maybe, yeah. So in terms of my travel also, I have a scooter. I don't perhaps I can buy a car, but I don't want to buy because you have so many options now, Uber, Ola, and also I thought it is not wise to invest on a car. But I invested on retrofitting my normal petrol scooter with a battery thing. It runs. It's a hybrid model. It runs on electricity as well as, I mean, charge battery as well as petrol. I recharge my scooter battery with my solar energy. So in a way, I'm using green energy for travel, locally. And my home is also fitted with solar energy on grid system. Some months I produce more energy and I get negative bill. Sometimes I pay 100 rupees, 50 rupees, like that. Earlier I used to pay 600, 700 rupees. So my electricity bill drastically came down. Another point is also I purchase cotton cloths only. I don't buy any branded cloths. I purchase from actually pavements, from street sellers. I think they are less consuming energy and they are less polluting. And I'm actually interested in supporting relatively small vendors. I never purchased any branded version. If somebody gifts it, I very reluctantly accept it, but I refuse to take such gifts also. Purchase completely from women self-help groups and directly from weavers, and purchase clothes and design my own shirts, my own clothes and bags and all. So I also make biochar with waste wood that I collect from cities like coconuts, things like that. So I found huge number of alternatives. I every day explore what can I still do in terms of reducing my carbon footprint and really making sense for our own planet and myself also. I'm very happy doing all these things. I found it very exciting life actually. Can we go to next slide? I think I'm reaching the last slide on lessons learned. As I mentioned, my starting point was water. I was preaching for a long period. I thought I should practice and then make water positive home and water safe home. That is my starting point. For anyone who is interested in this agenda of chemical free life, I think they need to figure out what is their starting point. Somebody, it could be health, somebody it could be hobby. I mean, there may be several starting points, and believe that starting point and move forward. Then there will be several other things that can be combined with it. And then sustainability is a word, we all would like to lead a sustainable life. Sustainable development goals are all there. But can we convert this sustainability from concept to a product? If we use this product, all of us, then we are obviously leading a sustainable life. So I think, some concepts should be converted into product, then it can be perhaps scaled up much better. You know, creating new consumers of this sustainability and healthy products, safe products is a new agenda for this generation. Um, Markets are still not ready for it. In fact, markets are misleading everyone with their advertisements and all, and everyone is misguided by it. And it's very difficult to actually give right message to people, with this kind of huge propaganda of advertisements and markets. But I think, that is the agenda. We need to really, educate the misguided consumers. Social media is a new power. Everyone is kind of empowered with social media. Media is suddenly liberalized and it is democratized. Everyone can create a new world order by engaging with social media. I also just realized it, as I mentioned. I just started my own YouTube channel, started making sense of it. I request all of you to subscribe it. This is my new habit. I'm telling everyone, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my channel. But this is largely in Telugu. There are few pictures, I mean, in Hindi also. Maybe I'll put voiceover eventually for people who do not know Telugu. Similarly, another important point, personally, I think that my time is not so precious, in the sense that I never think that I'm too busy to do things. I still think that I have a lot of free time. I can do several other things. Sometimes physically I'm little tired or exhausted. That's why I stop doing certain things. Or sometimes I'm little lazy. That's why I don't do things. But I always think that I have a lot of time to do. I never say that I'm too busy. Occasionally there may be a particular day in a week that I have so much of work priority, but most of the time I think I can create time for this. I can afford to do all these things because this is very interesting and it is in the interest of my own health as well as my own life, and my own surroundings. So that's what I think. This notion of I'm very busy, I'm too too important, I don't believe that. For example, going to dairy, about a half kilometer away, getting milk, I don't think it is waste of time. Actually, I look forward to that small walk and getting milk, talking to my milk fellow every day. You know, I think it's a very exciting thing. Many people may think that it is waste of time or I'm too busy, but I don't believe that. So that is how I conditioned myself. I can still think that, pretend that I'm very busy, but I don't want to. I thought I still have a lot of time. I can do all these things. I can make my own in fact, I clean my road. I collect all litter and put it along with my compost so that I get green leaves, which is part of the composting process. So I don't mind taking a broom and cleaning my street to collect, leaf litter which falls on the street. So these are small little things I realized, and I basically told myself that I am not too important. My time is not too precious. I can do all these things. It's good for me. Finally, that is the broad lesson I learned. I think I completed my talk. Can we? Is there? Oh, there are. Yeah, yeah. There are few things. In spite of, against all odds, I think maybe because of the social media, there is a growing breed of consumers who are looking forward to chemical-free life, healthy lifestyle, and there is a huge possibility of new collaborations, networks, and conglomerations and joint ventures. These are all positive signs. And as I mentioned, we need to come out of the stereotyping, uh, uh, that is still dominating. We need to somehow figure out how do we actually make out of it. And I also thought it's about 5 6 years journey. If you look at my home, it is 12 years journey, starting from roof water harvesting to wherever I am now. Slowly I am kind of moving. I think beginnings are all very very small. Even a mighty river Godavari at Nasika Trayambak, it's a small stream. So I think make a small beginning, enjoy all steps, walk along, and then make the journey long, and make the stream big, and then definitely enjoy the troubles on the way. you know uh, don't feel bad, don't give it up, keep on experimenting. That's what I'm doing. I would have made at least 5 varieties, 5 methods of biochar. I would have made at least 30 varieties of bioenzyme. I make bioenzyme even with the coffee decoction, coffee powder, because that is good for that's a good natural coloring agent for hair. I have to come out with that version. If we apply that coffee based bioenzyme shampoo, I'm assuming that it will be good for our hair, including giving natural color, without natural dye. I'm also experimenting with natural dye. Many people, old people, they would like to somehow look young, so they use a lot of chemical dyes, which is very very harmful. So but a natural dye is good. Looking young and looking handsome or beautiful is always good. That gives you a great energy. But you should not harm yourself in the name of you know looking good by using chemical makeup items like hair dyes and all. If you have natural cleaners, I mean natural cosmetics, use them and celebrate your life. Look young, look healthy, very nice. That's good, but don't spoil health. So I thought I'll come out with a product completely made with natural items. Supply it. I'm experimenting with myself only because I also have some gray hair. I thought let me do first myself. If it works, maybe then I'll share with others. But I don't want to do any chemical product. So natural products, even it fails, it's okay. I don't get any side effects. So I'm in that process. So I think there are troubles in this process. It's very nice to have that kind of troubles and lead that path, and have so co-travelers. Sometimes family members are also not very supportive to this. Sometimes at home also you are alone. Sometimes if you are very lucky, all family members are along with you. But I think, ultimately it's your own journey. That's what I think. And if somebody joins, great. Somebody doesn't join, it's okay. You travel. So, I mean, these are the broad lessons I learned. I think I finished my time. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, I hope I'm within the timelines.
Mhm. Thank you so much, sir, for this amazing session and giving us insights on various approaches to chemical-free lifestyle. So before we move on to question and answer session, I would like to request the audience to take 30 seconds to answer a poll. The purpose of the poll is to help us understand you a little better so we can better curate the topics that we bring to you. You can also let us know in the chat box how you found out about this WishwaTalk. If you are a WishwaTalk subscriber or heard it through your friends or family or found it out even on social media. So I would like to express my gratitude to everybody who has joined today's Vishwa Talk and made this contribution to making this webinar a success. I thank you, sir, because this topic is very very useful and it's the need right now. So, and I'd like to appreciate Vishwa Talks team for making this a possibility. And I would like to uh, uh, call our founder, Ms. Srivani Mullapudi, to initiate the Q&A. Over to you, ma'am.
Namaskaram Andi. It's been a pleasure to have you on our Vishwa Talks. You've been an inspiration, Andi. Very rarely will we find people who follow their passions, who have the dhairyam, guts to follow their passion. And while following the passion, to make this world a better place. It's not an easy thing the path that you have taken. I'm sure you must have had n number of family and friends who have discouraged you. And you're standing in the face of a lot of resistance, fighting for the cause you believe in. You're probably standing with huge giants, the consumer, fast-moving consumer brand, who have the opportunity to do what you're doing with ease and grace and have the investment to do it. Whereas you, on your own, have taken on this initiative. Hats off to you, and once more, good feather namaskaram to you. There are a few questions that we wanted that the audience would like. Why is it that the FMCG doesn't take on this sending?
Can you repeat? Why is that?
Why is it that the FMCG brands don't take
SMG.
this? Yeah.
What is SMGC? Sorry, I don't know.
Fast-moving consumer brands
Okay, yeah. Why are they not?
taking on marketing natural products as a way of life.
Okay.
Why are they in a big way contaminating our soils?
Yeah. So yeah, as I mentioned, consumers are still not completely see they compare these products with, for example, I give Charukeshi as a shampoo. They compare with Head and Shoulders or whatever. So they cannot be compared. See, they are all completely chemical. If you put one drop, it gives you so much of foam, and people believe that foam is actually cleaning. So I'm telling that you don't need so much of foam. Foam role is very limited, and it works differently. Actually, you apply this, stay there for 10 minutes, let it sink into your hair, and spend at least 10 minutes. Then you wash it. So it's a very different approach. So if you want the same type of product, buy the same thing, no. So this is a different product. It has a different bottom line. It has a different matrix of measurement. So this change people are unable to see. They are too used. That's what I'm calling stereotyping. People like chemical products and non-chemical products, safe products also, to work like chemicals only. So they are different. So because and people are disappointed with this different. They say, oh, there is no great foam here, so I don't use it next time. So that is the kind of immediate reactions people have it. So I think it's little more awareness or little more patience, I think, that is required. And obviously, actually, natural products, any company can make a lot of money. I'm still surprised why are they not able to come into this. While we know that China is actually making very huge advancement in this. China cosmetic market, there is a huge growing natural cleaners at scale. They have huge industries completely producing natural, cosmetics, all types of cosmetics. But in India, it is still nascent. I think. I think we are still struggling broadly because
Asala,
of our mindsets.
Ayurveda started in the India only.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you hear about Korean products, you hear about clean body shop products and all. When
Yeah.
we had these kind of products for generations in our for not
Yeah.
generation, for thousands of years.
Yeah. True.
There is a question from Miss Vijayandi. What is the difference between gray water, black water? You were saying that the water coming out of the bathrooms, water coming out of the kitchen, they are different. So what are the three terminologies that you have used in?
See, water, gray water, black water. See, when we uh, go to toilet, human excreta, urine, that is the water that contains human excreta and urine is called black water. Okay, and the water that when we take bath, that water goes to drain, right? Similarly, when we wash clothes, when we wash our dishes, washing machine, all of them, they are that water is called gray water. So in any home, in any apartment, in any colony, if you separate both of them, you can do wonders in terms of water management. Currently, they are all mixed up. As a result, you have so much of water that goes to, kilometers together to get treated. Actually, you don't have to do that. We can actually keep gray water, which is basically water that comes out of your bathing place, your washing machine, that can be locally treated, locally utilized again.
There is Aniket Maul is saying water collected from acid rain can also be used. Can it be used for drinking water after filtering it?
Yeah, this acid water and then actually see, fresh rainwater doesn't have any minerals, because it comes from sky, and then it is almost like mineralless water, and it is very pure in that sense. But our body requires several minerals which comes from our water. So groundwater actually gives a combination of purity as well as minerals. So groundwater that way is better. Acid rains are popular in, I mean, more common in certain localities of the world and certain localities of cities also, where there are some industries and there is more air pollution and things like that. But in any normal place, we don't have to really worry about acid rains. I don't think we are into that kind of, very harmful environment at this point of time, except few localities or few towns maybe. So the basic point is, if you mix rainwater with groundwater, I think our mineral content will also go, and fresh water, dominantly roof water, you can use it. So actually, we mix municipal water and rainwater together. They are in the same sum. So our mineral requirement is somehow met because we combine municipal water and rainwater. I treat that with the three-part system. So that is it. I think in Indian context, largely we really don't have to worry about acid rains.
So there is a lady called Sindhuri who's asking, where in Hyderabad can we buy your products? Do you use Dunzo or anything? Or do you have a website? Do you have a WhatsApp? Or do you have an Instagram page? These days it's so easy to order on Instagram. Do you have an Instagram page where we can order?
Yeah, actually, I give my number. See, the Sontatappa is at my home in Nagol. I hope you can share my address, or I'll just give my WhatsApp number in the chat, 920621860. I just put the number here. So you can perhaps send your messages on this. And actually, one point I didn't mention, as part of chemical free life, I wanted to actually have zero waste shop. I was a little hesitant to make this e-commerce type of thing because that generates a lot of waste. Can we go and pick it up? Actually, shampoo, I sell cold pressed oil at my Sontataba sales events. I ask people to bring their own carrier. I tell them I don't have a you know carrier with me. I don't have bottle. You bring your own thing, just to minimize things. So this is one approach. I thought I'll promote it, but I'm finding it little difficult. Many people are all over the city, for them to come to Nagol and take it back, maybe very tedious. So for some of them I'm just about to start a home delivery kind of thing. I
Danzolo
deliver through
ఇచ్చేయొచ్చు
Donjo.
కదండి. Danzolo ఇచ్చేయొచ్చు కదండి.
Yeah. I thought I start doing that. I'll do that. ఇప్పుడు ఇందులో చాలా మంది తెలుగు వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉన్నారండి. ఆల్ ఓవర్ ఇండియా we can speak
People
in
from
Telugu.
all over India. There are
Okay,
people.
okay, yeah, okay. So basically, I'm planning to start that home delivery type of system also. But actually, this is little part-time work for me. I'm trying to get somebody who can take more responsibility in logistics and things like that. Maybe we'll organize one day delivery day, something like that, so that we are able to manage it. See, all these home delivery thing, they say that you will get it within 10 minutes. That becomes a kind of USP. People start expecting everything like that. We are conditioned to have almost like instant gratification of everything. I think we need to be little patient, at least from my point of view. I think we need to lead little slow pace of life. So I thought I deliver to people, I mean, I'm about to start it. I have several products, healthy products, food products, as well as shampoos and all. I said I'll deliver only once in a week. I can't deliver you within 10 minutes. I'm not, Bhagwan, or I just don't want to be play God. Wait for some time. I'll deliver you good products. Why are you so impatient? Why are you so hurried?
And
That's what I wanted to tell consumers.
in this fast-moving world, I think all of us need to put that extra effort. It will
Yeah.
take some time for all of us to get these logistics in place to make this world a little better place. I'm sure under patient out untar. Next
Yes,
question from Nuzair Azam. Can we get some tested recipes for the products you mentioned, idli from millets as an example?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. As I mentioned, we have about 15 cooperatives, around 15,000 to 18,000 farmers are there in different parts of India, Telangana and Andhra mainly. They produce millets, and then we also have promoted some processing facilities for millets actually. So they produce this millet rava, idli rava, upma rava. You can make a variety of products with them. We have a good supply of this material, and there are actually several channels which have recipes also using millets. You can refer to them. Actually, as I mentioned, we have a couple of films on making millet biscuits. My son is a baker, millet baker. He specializes making millet items, food items, including biscuits. We put couple of films on our YouTube channel, Ma Navalokam. Just to give some kind of confidence on this is the way you can consume it and eat it. You know, so that is what is in the offing. Actually, we can make some pictures. Yeah,
So you'll be able to give us some recipes, Andy, which we can forward to.
yeah. Sure,
Oh.
sure. Yeah.
Next, from Mr. Raviraj Mankar, what is sustainable food consumption and production in your point of view?
Um, just a minute.
Would you like to talk about the upcoming talks?
Yeah,
Keep
yeah.
curious.
Sorry. Yeah. See, basically, sustainable food production is, where you are using. My mother is here. Yeah. Well done. కొంచెం ఒకసారి కూర్చొని నేను చెప్తాను పడుకో ఒకసారి వస్తున్నా వస్తున్నా సో తింటాను కొంచెం yeah. So basically, sustainable food production is, where the inputs of, production system, including seeds, if you are able to source them locally, fertilizers or pest management, water, seeds, if you are able to make it as local as as possible, then that is sustainable, and that is good for, soils and local environment. And then the consumption of those food products is good for your health. Yeah, see, as I mentioned, all our food items are completely contaminated. If you just look at refined oil, it's horrible. I stopped taking refined oil almost 7-8 years back. When I read some articles and confirmed with food experts, then I realized we are actually eating poison. When I go out and eat it anyway, you can't do anything, but at home, why should I eat poison? So I switched over to cold pressed oil. So like that, you make a choice. If most of us are making good choices about our own safety, I think the producers will also be getting good money, and then markets will also behave well.
I just close the talk, and then we can continue the question and answers after our meet is over. I'll just share with you all the upcoming talks. Our next speaker is Mr. Madhav R.P. Reddy. He's coming on February 24th at 11 a.m. The topic is Future of Electrical Vehicles in India. His organization is Pride Mobility. We look forward to each of you to share about WishwaTalks, because it only moves through word of mouth. Of late, social media has a lot of restrictions. Most of our posts don't reach most people. So request you to share the upcoming talks with your friends and family for whom it will be of a lot of use. Then we have the next talk, Impact of Music on Brain Development by Sita Anand Vaidyam on March 16, 2024, 11 a.m. Yes, with this, I close this talk. For those of you who would like to continue with the question answers session, please do be here. And Shmail, would you like to come online and ask your question, please? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I want to ask. Firstly, very interesting presentation. I very like it. And I want to ask you next question. How using in natural cleaning materials, natural cleaning products can support resolution problems of poverty and food insecurity?
I didn't completely understand
I'll
how.
ask the question.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Ashmael, correct me if I'm wrong, all right? Your question is, you are advising Ramchandra Garu that to use natural products, especially in a time when the population is increasing. There are too many people in our country. How do we get food security if you're not going to use chemicals?
Food security and poverty. Resolution problems
How do we address?
of food insecurity and food insecurity.
How do the poor sitting in slums and who have migrated to urban areas participate these age-old practices that India originally had? You know, we had a natural way of living. It's now that we're moving into apartments and then living out of chemicals and pesticide-fed grains. So what is your thought on that?
See, there are a couple of ways to look at this issue. One is the hype about safe food, organic shops. It is artificially, I think, hyped. If there is good demand or if there is good market channel, they have to be a little cheaper actually. Because the production costs or the risks are high, so there is relatively low production. As a result, there is little high cost at the farmer level, and then the shops and all of them, they increase the price 2-3 times. Branded products, if you buy 100 rupees from farmers, at consumer level it could be even 1,000 rupees. So there is some kind of market hype created artificially. So those products will not go to poor people anyway. But coming to natural cleaners and all, many products actually most of us can do. Actually, it could be choice for poor people. Poor people are actually exposed to more harmful chemicals. They, even detergents and all, they use very very serious harmful chemicals. If you look at their hands, people who live in slums and all, the soaps they use, they are very very dangerous for our skin and all. They are using it already. So in fact, all these natural cleaners can be produced using waste material, discarded material. So actually, it will be very beneficial for everyone. And if we make it little big, it could be cheaper for everyone.
In fact, India has a lifestyle, like we don't need to use chemically used soaps. We use something called sinupindi in Telugu. It's called in Hindi. It's just flour of a particular pulse. This has been used for centuries in our country as soap. But today, because of the Western education, that a Western soap is more cleaner than the Indian natural product that we have used for probably 3 to 10,000 years, has been inculcated in our psyche by the colonization that has taken place, by the Western thoughts that have been put in. In fact, if the poor actually use our age-old traditionals of homemade oils and homemade materials for cleaning, the question of pollution doesn't come, and it's much cheaper. It's much cheaper to use pulses at home, much cheaper to use natural cleaning agents. Only thing is, awareness is going. The awareness is going completely in the lower section of the society. For them, if they spend money on soap, that means they have done something better. And this awareness is now with the urbanization that is taking place, people moving from rural areas to urban cities, it's getting worse. The situation is getting worse. So the root cause of the problem is getting people to move from stopping the migration that is happening from villages into the urban areas. If we can protect that, that may actually resolve the issue of the natural products that are being used in the villages. Shumel, does that answer your question?
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, our next question is from Vijaya. Do you use social media to share your learnings and experience? Can you please share your Insta handle for Sonda Dabba or for you, sir?
Yeah, I mentioned that I just started a YouTube channel. It's called Ma Navalokam. I'm just typing here. I hope all of you will subscribe to that. As I mentioned, it is largely in Telugu now, but I'm hoping that some of the films can be at least voiceover. I can make it in English so that many people can see
We'll
it.
support you, sir, in starting an Instagram page. Vishwa will support you.
Wonderful. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm little slow on this.
No problem. I'm a Anguta chap in IT and I'm
Yeah,
here in Bosch on Vishwa. So next question is from Nusair Azam. She loved your comment, enjoy the troubles on the path that you faced to genuine sustainability. A lot of acknowledgements that you have received from Neelam Prasad, from Malti Raj, Anita Srinivas. Yeah, I'm skipping some of them. There's a question from Karama Mohabbat, or rather, it's a statement. I am a herbal skincare formulator. It's very difficult to make customers understand that chemical made products are harmful for skin as they are used to divine smells in their products. Yeah.
yeah, true. I completely agree. It's difficult to educate customers, but I think that's what is the agenda is all about. And you know, we need to just do that. What else? I think the social media and experiences and events, all of them perhaps will slowly push them. If still people are not willing to change, you know, we need to leave them. I think that we need to figure out, can this be a big share in the market itself? What is the, threshold level? We have to help ourselves.
Murali,
This is,
there
yeah.
is there is a sharing from Muralidhar Ashlata. I prepare bioenzyme and face the same problem that Sir said. I'm alone in this journey. Happy that I'm with like-minded people.
Yeah. Actually, there is I learned through YouTube. I think YouTube is a great opportunity for learning any new thing. I did that. I would have spoken to at least 50 people in this journey, including mainstream cosmetic industry. Somehow I got opportunity to talk to them. In that process, I became a partner of a network called Bioenzyme Entrepreneur group. My annual subscription just expired only today. Actually, this is a network of entrepreneurs who want to make products with bioenzyme, and make some good sense of this entire agenda, make money if possible, or make good friends on the way. Make good consumers of this product. This group is basically facilitating that process. So that's a very good group. Bioenzymes Entrepreneur, BEA Association or something like that. You can Google that, you will find out. Become a member, you don't feel alone.
Okay. Next question. This is a statement from Aruna Kanolkar Joshi. We in Navi Mumbai are a group called Waste Warriors. It looks like they are also like-minded people. There is a request from Poonam. I'm interested in knowing the water harvesting plant. So, yeah.
I think I heard about Waste Warriors of Mumbai. They have an Insta page also, if I remember correctly, or it may be another group, I don't know. But in Mumbai, there are several such short films on Instagram, very, very inspiring, on variety of themes, including, rooftop energy conservation using, plastic dabbas and things like that. They have huge, experience already showcased there. I really get inspired from them. So that's very unique. And second point is about roof water harvesting. See, depending on if you look at household level water conservation, water efforts, definitely, you can do that. We have a small plumbing arrangement to collect roof water. It goes through some sand filter, and we collect it in the sump. That's a very simple thing. There are several filters available there are in the market and all. Actually, as I mentioned, uh, my son Bharani is an engineer. He's specializing on roof water conservation as well as grey water treatment. If anyone wants to have a system in their own home, retrofitting is possible depending on how their home is, or how their setting is in terms of plumbing and all. It is definitely a possibility to look at grey water and rainwater conservation in homes. We can provide professional support services to such individuals too. We think it's a very important agenda. One should do that. I'll just take a minute to explain. Most of the new home builders or people who own homes, they spend a lot of money on lappam and then marble, this, that, and spend lakhs of rupees, sometimes even crores on just bathroom fittings and things like that. They are so, worried about spending, say, 50,000 or maybe 1 lakh rupee on water treatment and water conservation. They say heaven is falling on their head. It's really irritating after some time when rich people, who are doing so much of wasteful and really extravagant kind of expenditure on bathroom fittings and, marbles and all. If they don't want to put, even 1 lakh or 50,000, whatever is required on such water conservation, I think they are highly irresponsible. They are just, vulgarly displaying their home. And sometimes my anger comes out of my mind, my face. I don't appreciate the beauty of their home. I only feel how irresponsible they are. We are
Ramchandra,
really for sustainable homes. Yeah, we'll
coming
support them.
coming from a privileged family, I will make a request to you. You can come home. I have put everything that is required for water harvesting, but still it doesn't function.
Oh, really? Okay.
So it's not that people don't put efforts. It's
True.
just that today in our country, with so much of freebies that are being given, there's
Yeah.
nobody ready to come home, work, and sort it. You can't get a carpenter, you can't get a plumber, you can't get
True.
an electrician. It's not easy. It's an extremely painful job. So it's not about somebody having money or not having money. It's about the Indian
Correct.
culture, working culture, the working
Yeah.
values
Yeah.
have completely gone. You talk to anybody rich or poor, they will say, we have given one room on rent, we are living off the rent today. There was a time when everybody used to go off to work from either at 5 or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Today, the government encourages establishments to open at 10 or 11. So we have a government which is steadily working on Narega schemes and subsidies and trying and actually killing our work culture.
Yeah, true.
Laws are actually towards killing our work culture. And that needs to be addressed. I don't think it is about being somebody is rich and they have a lot of money and they're not willing to
Yeah.
spend. It is a lack of awareness. Today, it is wrong to teach Ayurveda in our schools. It is wrong to teach yoga in our schools. It is wrong to teach the age-old traditions in our schools. So it
Yeah.
is not about rich or poor. We are steadily killing our identity, steadily killing our knowledge from our coming generations. I think that needs to be addressed. You still have 41 questions, so I have to ask you quickly, and you have to close it quickly.
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Radhakrishnan Anand Krishnan has asked you a question: how to make bioenzymes? Do you have any information? Please share.
Just to save time, you can actually Google on YouTube. There are so many already tutorials are available, but it's very simple. It's 1:2, 1:3:7. Jaggery 1 unit, 3 units of any bio material, either flowers or vegetables, leaves, and then 7 units of water. You have to put it in a plastic jar, close it. There should be at least five. I mean, there should be some open space when gases come. There should be some space for the gases, and it takes about 90 days to mature. First 2 weeks, you have to just open it and close it. After that, it happens on its own. It's a very simple process. Please Google for uh, on YouTube.
Um, from a question from Raji, what are the other natural ways to have household cleaners like baking soda, etc.?
Yeah, true. I think there are some benign chemicals like baking soda, even so simple salt is also a cleaning material. You can use wood ash. You can use any ash for cleaning vessels and things like that. And you can use soap nut liquid directly. That is also a good cleaning agent. And you can use a tamarind. Paste. These are all traditionally, they are quite common, as Srivani Garu was mentioning. We somehow lost touch with them. You can simply make very fine sand also. For example, in Rajasthan, they use sand to clean vessels. Because water is so precious there, sand is available. So they just clean it with sand and make it much better than, vessels washed with water. So there are several natural ways of doing that.
A question from Vijaya. Can we use grey water from washing clothes and utensils for plants if we use natural products for washing clothes and utensils?
Yes, certainly. I think it's a very good question. See, if grey water, can be used. See, all our dhobis and washermen, they use water in Musi, even in Hyderabad now, and many streams. They are highly polluted. But for washing clothes, you don't need drinking water standard. Grey water is just sufficient. Only point is, I think the question also has the answer. You should use natural cleaners. Actually, natural cleaners will enrich your cleaning process. If you use acids or any soap and all, the water is already contaminated and that might damage your cloth. But if you use natural cleaners for all purposes, that water is very good. Actually, I didn't mention in my presentation. I actually switched over to manually operated. Semi-automatic washing machine. I soak water for 2-3 hours in bioenzyme and simply rinse it. And after that, the same water I use it for 2-3 times because there is rich bioenzyme there. I just add little more bioenzyme for fresh batch. The same water I use it. So the used water for clothing, grey water, treated water, if it is enriched with natural cleaners, is good for cleaning clothes. You can use it for flushing also. You need to have that kind of plumbing system at home.
Are there any farmer cooperatives in Hyderabad or delivering here from Ram?
There are few shops, they have some kind of outlets. Sahajaharam in Tarnaka is one such farmer cooperative base. ఇంట్లోనే ఉంటాను. There are, Santadappa is also one position, one farmers owned outlet in some sense. We have 15 cooperatives supplying to us. Similarly, many shops in Hyderabad, they procure directly from farmers also. There are some good shops. Actually, I started, showcasing few shops also on my YouTube channel. There is one channel, one shop in uh, Chikkadpalli. They have wonderful healthy products. As you mentioned, Sundrapindi type of products. It's very small, a very unsung hero type of very little shop tucked somewhere in the interior, but they are doing wonderful work actually. So I'm trying to bring such. You can watch it on. It is Amrita Foods. You can watch it on my channel. There are several shops. I hope to bring them to limelight through our channel also. Eventually, there are such places.
Any active groups in Bangalore to be part of this journey? Nidhi
Actually,
Varma.
Bangalore has a much more advanced culture of bioenzyme type of natural cleaners. The network I mentioned to you, the Bioenzyme Entrepreneurs Association, is basically located in. It is originated from Bangalore city. There are few entrepreneurs. Bangalore is a happening place in terms of bioenzyme. There is some Prana Purna, or Sampurna Prana. I forgot the correct name. They have actually products. You can buy them across counter. There are several experiences on positive, I mean, chemical free lifestyles in Bangalore is very inspiring. I hope we'll imitate Bangalore. Actually, before starting all these things, I visited Bangalore. I studied thoroughly Bangalore, got a lot of inspiration from them, and I started from there.
Question from Nidhi Varma. Can you share the basic process of making bioenzymes for home cleaning to shampoo?
See, bioenzyme I just explained. You can watch it on YouTube also. Yeah, the liquid that you filter it is relatively weak. It will not be very strong. So what I do is actually I add several other things. I enrich with soap nut. I enrich with methi. I enrich with rice. I cook rice and then make it paste and then add it so that it is little thick. Rice is also actually very good conditioner. So I add coconut. I make bioenzyme with coconut. I mix all types of bioenzyme specially made for shampoo, and then I mix it up. It is little tedious process in terms of time. Variety of things that I make and combining them and then mixing them up. Everything is handmade, so it is little cumbersome. But I discovered it and thoroughly enjoyed. At home also one can do it, I guess. But as I mentioned, in this whole process, believe that your time is not very precious. You are not wasting time. You can do this.
Sir, do you have any workshops to teach all these things? Question from
Actually, I did not do it so far. I'm not sure whether people like such to participate. Maybe I should do it. If there are some interested people, I can definitely. It's an exciting thing to share my experiences in life in that sense. If somebody is willing, I'm game for it.
There is a question from Nuzayr. There's a statement from Nuzayr Azam. A great location for sharing your products and service. This is Sacred Path in Secunderabad and Lama Khan in Banjara Hills. The later used to have a Sunday market with several local suppliers. It collapsed after COVID shutdowns.
Yeah, sure. Hyderabad has few locations, La Makan and our sacred space, Saptaparni, and there is a special market for Cheneta saris, Cheneta sarkulu, Cheneta cloths, also handloom cloths. It's called Cheneta Santa. That happens at least 4 times a year. So there are few things that are happening in Hyderabad. Santatappa is one among them, like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
there is Raji Shankar who is making a statement. In Kerala, we used a plant called Mashi Tandu for cleaning our slates, but nowadays that plant is not seen anywhere.
Oh, very sad. Yeah. I follow another YouTube channel from Kerala. He's a yoga instructor, I think, but he makes a lot of natural oils, and he specializes in natural oils for hair, body massage, and certain pains of bones and things like that. And they show variety of herbs which are used in Kerala. That's quite exciting, actually. They are very good. I forgot the name of the channel. Yoga something something. But it's very, very inspiring. I keep on watching them.
Sir, with this, we conclude our session. It was a long question answer session. I tried to make it as brief as possible, but you seem to have inspired too many people. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Nice
And
talking to you.
thank you to all the audience who regularly come to Vishwa Talks and make this a very engaging session, because one question can help multiple people. And to trust this Vishwa Talks, to come here and engage and have genuine people engaging. Thank you so much. Each time we see that, it's very heartening and fulfilling. And thank you to the Vishwa Talks team. Excellent job as usual. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Namaste.
Sir, please join breakout room.
Hi.
Yeah, it is on your screen. We just
How do I join?
it will pop up on your screen, sir. Just a second.
Yeah.